Hello everyone, welcome back to the lecture. So in this lecture, we will see how do you identify whether the bricks that you're using is of a good quality or not. There are a few checks which you can do. First is always you should go with a table molded brick, or you can call it as a wire cut bricks, where you're going to get a proper edges and all. Okay, you can see this particular brick here. If you see the edges here, they all are, they have got a proper edges. It's not broken and all. And if you look at the color also, no, the color is uniform. The red color, what you can see, it's uniform throughout. So this kind of bricks you're supposed to use for the construction site. Uh, Sometimes you get this handmade bricks and all. So usually we don't prefer handmade bricks and all. They'll not have a sharp edges like this, and the color also won't be uniform in case of a handmade bricks. Second is you take a brick and drop it from the height of 1 meter. If the brick doesn't break, that means it's of a good quality. And if the brick breaks, if you are going to make it fall from 1 meter height, that means of course the brick is not from a good quality. So that way you can identify whether the brick is of a good quality or not. Second is, I mean, yeah, I think the third point I should have told it before, but no problem. The second point I should have told. Now I'll explain the second point. The second point says that you take two bricks and you just struck them together. You should get this metallic sound, like when you ring a bell, right? So whatever sound you're going to get, that particular sound you should get. So if you get a sound something like this, it means your brick is of a good quality. It is properly dense from inside, and you can use that brick for the construction purpose. And the last check is where you take a brick and you just try to, with the help of a nail or with the help of a what you call, yeah, with the help of a nail, you just try to create an impression on that. Okay, so what should happen is the brick should be sufficiently hard, no impression. You should not leave any impression on that. And whenever you try to scratch on the brick, it should not form any. There should not be any kind of powder and all. So if you get something like that, then that means your brick is of a good quality. So this four test you can do on the construction side, so that you can come to a conclusion that whatever brick you have brought is of a good quality. After that, another thing is you can do the water absorption. Of course, this will take time for you to get the result, but the previous 4 point you can do it immediately on the site so that you get an idea. Next thing is that you can take a brick and you can put it in the water for 24 hours. After 24 hours, you take it out and then you measure the weight of, you weigh that particular brick. So if your brick is of a first class, it should not absorb 20% of its weight if it's a first class brick. And if your brick is of a second class, it should not absorb water more than 22%. So what you understand by this? For example, usually the weight of the brick is usually 3.5 kg. Okay, it can be even more than that, but this is minimum 3.5 kg. So I'll take 3.5 into 20% of that. Okay, do the calculation. 3.5. Yeah, 3.5 into 0.2. That is 0.7. So this is 0.7. That means 3.5 plus 0.7 is 4.2, right? Sorry, 3.5. Yeah. Yeah, it is 4.2 kg. This is also kg. Okay, that means suppose let's say you've taken a brick. Initially, the weight of the brick was 3.5 kg. 3.5 kg. You immerse that into water for 24 hours. After that, you took it out and you weighed it again. Let's say the weight what you got is, let us say, 4.1 kg. So this 4.1 kg is less than 4.2 kg. So that means this particular brick is of a good quality and it belongs to a first class brick. Now let us say this is first class. Now let us say again you took a brick, you put that into water. After 24 hours, you remove it. Now you got the weight of brick as 4.5 kg. Okay. So this 4.5 kg is greater than 4.2 kg. So definitely it will not fall in the first class category. It will fall in the second class category. Getting my point, no? So this is how you will come to a conclusion whether the brick is of first class or a second class. Yeah. After that, yeah. After that, again, when you soak the brick in water for 24 hours, when you take it out, no, it should not show such kind of white salts and all. So this means that there is a efflorescence on your brick and all. So again, you should make sure that your bricks is not getting this white color kind of crystal. And always remember the minimum compressive strength of the brick should not be less than 3.5 Newton per mm square. Now coming to the productivity, like we saw it for the uh, excavation, footing, column, slab, reinforcement and all. Whenever you're doing finishing work also, again, you should know if you're putting one mason and one helper or two mason, two helper in one particular day, let's say if they're working for 8 hours, how much cubic meter of the work they're able to do. All these things you have to note it down. Okay. Yeah. So if you put two mason and two helper in one day, they can do 1.5 cubic meter of the brickwork, or they can do 10 square meter of a brickwork. Okay. You're getting my point, no? So again, um, yeah, this is enough. Just note it down. I just wanted to do one calculation. What I want to do? Huh, 1.5 into 500. Just do this calculation. 1.5 into 500. Yeah. Another thing, what I'm doing is usually in 1 cubic meter, 500 number of bricks will come. So here in one day they are able to do 1.5 cubic meter. So 1.5 into 500 I do. 500 I did. So this comes to 750 number of bricks it is. That means instead of, if somebody asks you, tell me in terms of bricks, so usually it is like 600 to 700 bricks they can lay in one day. That is what you can see on the construction site. So you can either remember it as 1.5 cubic meter. For 1 cubic meter, in 1 cubic meter of a brickwork, 500 number of bricks will come. That I'll explain in the later part how that will come. Just for your calculation, I'm showing you 750 bricks here. Okay. Yeah. This is how, see, for the cube also, for cube we have done the compressive strength test, right? In the same way, for the brick also we'll do a compressive strength test. And always remember, minimum 3.5 Newton per mm square is the strength what you're supposed to get for the brickwork. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Apart from that, next we'll concentrate on the checks before laying of brick. Now we understood how to check the quality of brick. And whenever the brick comes to your construction site, no, make sure you're keeping it like this, not directly on the ground. You make a one small elevated platform, maybe like 200, 300 mm height, 1 feet of height. You can keep it, and over that you have to keep your brick like this, so that it is easy for you to, I mean, take it from here and do the construction. Yeah, it's the same. I have written few points here. The brick should be stacked properly and good quality of brick should be ordered, which you already understood now. Before the brickwork is started, always make sure that the bricks what you're using, no, they are to be soaked in the water for at least 2 hours, so that it will not absorb the water from the cement mortar. Actually, what happens, let's say, you can see this particular brick, let's say, directly I'll use this brick for the brick laying work. In the mortar means cement and sand mixture is called as mortar. We call it as a cement mortar. If I'm putting cement, we add water into that. That is how the mortar is prepared. Now this brick, what will happen is they all, I mean this brick, if when since you're keeping it to sunlight and all, what happens is if you directly use this brick for laying, whatever water is there in the mortar, no, it will absorb the water. If this brick absorbs the water, definitely there is no water left in the cement mortar. Since there is no water left in the cement mortar, whatever water you added for hydration point of view, that will not happen. Okay, no, yeah, from hydration point of view, it will not happen. That means your mortar is not going to gain the strength. So that is why when you're laying the brick and all, make sure you're soaking that in water for at least 2 hours, so that whatever water it is supposed to absorb, no, let it absorb the water, and then you use it for the construction, so that when you put the cement mortar in between two bricks, it will not absorb the water from the cement mortar. Yeah. Again, very important thing is whenever you're doing the brickwork and all, you should do the hacking of column. When I say hacking, see where you do this brickwork and all, I have column here. In between the column, you do a brickwork, right? So this is my column. You should properly hack it. Hacking in the sense, you have to make the column surface rough. Not only column, even the beam bottom and all you're supposed to do. And now in the later part, I'll show you the images for that. Next is again what you're supposed to do. Whenever you are keeping the brick, brick, you're keeping it on the slab level, right? So whatever slab you have, that slab you have to properly clean. Suppose if there is some dead mortar, or maybe if there is a lot of undulations in your slab, You have to properly clean the slab, and if there is undulation, make sure you are going to level the undulations and all, and then you can put the layer of a mortar, which is generally 10 mm, and then over that you can put the first layer of your brickwork. Okay, and once you lay the brick, you are supposed to follow the 3-4-5 method. I'll explain in the later part. Now just understand. After 3-4-5 method, we'll see whether my brickwork, whatever I kept there, is exactly 90° or not. Once it is okay, then I'll start with the next course. Okay, yeah, and whatever gap is there in between the two brick, that we fill with a mortar, and that is generally 10 mm. And after that you will decide which bond you want. Generally we go with the English bond, that is one stretcher one header, one stretcher one header bond. Flemish and all we generally don't go. After that we'll check the level of all the this thing, brickwork, line, level, plumb and all after every course. And wherever there is window and door opening, we should look into the architectural drawing, which I'll show you in the later part. I'll show you how the drawings are to be referred, and based on that we'll try to fix the brickwork and all. Okay, these things I'll take up in the next lecture, so that I'll show you the drawing and we'll try to understand. See, you can see this thing. This is called as hacking. So that you'll make this column surface rough because it's already old concrete. This mortar is a new concrete now. So I want a bond between the old surface and the new surface. So by doing hacking, I'm making this surface rough so that it will have a good bond. 1:1 ratio, one part of cement, one part of sand. You take and you can apply it on this particular area, and then you can start with the other activities. This is about plumb bob and all. This is how you lay the first level, first course and all. Anyhow, in the next lecture, I'll show you the drawings. So the drawings will try to understand how the brick layout should be done, and then we'll go further. So I hope you have enjoyed my lecture up to here, and I'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you.